Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here to talk about the 5 things that I like the most about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Now, you probably saw the video I made before, the 5 things that I don't like. Well, I said that video I was going to follow that up with the 5 things that I do like, because I've said on multiple occasions I think this may be the best Samsung Galaxy phone that they've ever made. It brings a lot to the table, really impressive, and it's a ton of fun to use. But there are 5 things that I want to talk about in here that I really like, and we're going to go over that in this video. But before we do that, I do want to say, if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about all the great things I like about the S21 Ultra. So the first thing that I like about this, and it may be a little controversial, is the price. Now, they did bring it down quite a bit over last year's S20 Ultra, which was $13.99, which was ultra ridiculous. I don't know why they thought they could charge that much money for it, but it was a colossal failure, at least from my point of view, and I don't think it sold all that well. So, this year, Interstage Right, they knocked it from $13.99 down to $11.99. Now, you're probably saying, well, $11.99 is probably not the best price in the world. That's a ton of money. And it's still $100 more than the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which comes in at $10.99. So if I'm in the Android world, why should I buy this? Well, I'm not even talking about that price. You can pretty much find these anywhere you want, mainstream now, for $9.99. They've had it on Best Buy. They've had it on Amazon. Heck, you can still get great trade-in values through Samsung. So if you get this for $9.99, it is the best phone that you can possibly buy out there right now, in my opinion. I think that it's phenomenal. For $999, that's the same price as the iPhone 12 Pro. $100 cheaper than the Pro Max, and I absolutely love this phone. It is really, really good, and at $999, it's a great value as far as a top-of-the-line, amazing flagship phone. Now, yes, people are probably still going to say, yes, $999 is way too much for a phone. I mean, in some areas, I don't disagree with you. That's just the fact of reality right now. Flagship phones cost $1,000. So if you want to get one and you're going to pay $1,000, I think this one is worth that price point. If you want to get into a philosophical debate, yeah, you can get really good phones at $400, $500, and $600. Wait a year, you can get this phone for $500. So make decisions according to your budget, but I'm not going to ding them for having a $1,000 phone because that's where the market is at. So $999, great deal. The second thing I love about this phone is the screen. The screen is absolutely beautiful. 6.8-inch display, 2x AMOLED, 120Hz refresh rate. That makes for a really enjoyable experience, especially when you've got 1500 nits of brightness and HDR10 Plus display. So if you watch your HDR10 content on Netflix, anywhere else, it looks really good. And just using this phone on a day-to-day basis, I really enjoy it. It looks beautiful. It's got the deepest blacks that you can find out there. It's got great color saturation. It really just is a sharp display. And it's got a subtle curve to the edge where it doesn't feel like a curved edge display, but still, when you take a look at it, it fits very seamlessly into the frame. So they did a really good job with this one. I think it's probably the best screen that they've ever made. And the 120Hz refresh rate makes it such a pleasure when you're using the phone, going through, you're swiping, you're scrolling, you're going through your Twitter feed, your Instagram, you're playing video games, or you're watching high-intensity action films and stuff like that. It just looks great, and using this phone on a day-to-day basis, you really get to enjoy it a lot. So the second thing I like is the screen. The third thing that I really like is the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Had I talked to like Adam in the past, before I got ready to get this phone a little while back, I would have said that the fingerprint sensor would not be at all one of my favorite features about this phone. As a matter of fact, I've been very critical about the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor on many Samsung phones because it was slower, it was clunkier, you had to apply like 30 pounds of force to the screen to get it to work, but they finally got it sorted out, especially if you don't have a screen protector on. Now, I do pay for the insurance for this. I don't recommend anybody having a phone like this without either having insurance or having a screen protector in a case, or both. So let's throw that out the window right now. Take care of your phone. But when it comes to the fingerprint sensor, it is the best fingerprint sensor that I think I've ever used. I like it because you don't have to push down on a button. I like it because it's on the front of the phone. I like it because it's super fast and it's very, very accurate and it's very secure. It's more secure and more accurate than the optical ones you get that are cheaper in other phones. So they did a bang-up job with the fingerprint sensor on here, and especially being in 2020, 2021, all this good stuff, having a fingerprint sensor is great because the facial recognition stuff doesn't always recognize you when you have a mask on, or it won't at all. And that's a big failure on the iPhone that drives me up a wall. So, number 3 thing that I love is this fingerprint sensor. It's super fast, it works great, and I really enjoy having it on there. So that's the 3rd thing that I like here. The 4th thing that I like is the speakers. This thing has tremendous speakers on it. They are loud, they sound great, you've got the Dolby Atmos. It is so good. It's probably one of the top 3 best speaker experiences I've ever had on a phone. Samsung doesn't really skimp when it comes to that. And you've got the 2 dedicated speakers. You've got the speaker on the bottom, and then you've got the handset speaker up top. I mean, I guess it's dedicated for phone calls and for speakers, so probably the wrong words there, but you get the point. Top speaker, bottom speaker, sounds good. Here, I'll fire up one of my favorite games, Boom Beach, just so you can get a feel for how loud this is. It's loud. This is all the way up. Right, the sound on here is really loud, and it's great because it also comes out of the bottom here. It gives you kind of the stereo 3D surround effect. I mean, it sounds really good. It doesn't just sound like left channel, right channel. It sounds very immersive, and it's great. It's great for watching movies. It's great for listening to music. I would play that stuff, but then I'll get a copyright strike on the video, so that's why I show off video game footage and sound. So this right here, you can hear the detail. It's there. It sounds really good. It's really loud. So the speakers are the 4th favorite thing I have about this phone. They're very, very good. The last thing that I want to talk about, my 5th favorite thing about this phone, is the Snapdragon 888 processor. It is out of this world fast. The Snapdragon 865 Plus was nice, the 865, the 855 Plus, all of those were good, and they talk about the generational upgrades and all those things, but whenever the rubber meets the road, the important thing is, can you feel the speed? And that's one of my biggest complaints with iPhone. They keep saying, we've got the most powerful processor ever, and their user interface still feels exactly the same as it did with like the A10 processor several years ago. So you don't really feel that speed. On a day-to-day basis, when you're using this, it is zippy. It's got the UFS 3.1 storage, so that's super fast. One UI works great. It's the best version of any version of Android they've ever had on here. And it's just a pleasure to use. And as you're doing anything, you play games, it doesn't slow down. It doesn't lag. You've got plenty of power at your fingertips. It's a very enjoyable phone. Now, some people have remarked about how there are areas that may not necessarily be as tuned or as fast as its predecessor, the 865 Plus. And that may or may not be true. I don't get into benchmarks. I don't do any of that stuff. On paper, this one is supposed to be more powerful. But I'm not just going off of paper. I'm going off of my day-to-day personal experience with using the phone. It feels zippier to me. It feels snappier. And I use the 865 extensively. I have the Note 20 Ultra. I have the Z Fold 2. I have my Z Flip 5G. They all 3 have the same 865 Plus processor in it. This one, to me, feels faster. Now, there are heat considerations. When you use the camera, this thing gets hot. When you play some games, yes, this thing can get hot. I don't do a lot of either of those as far as shooting video. If you shoot 8K or 4K video, yeah, it'll warm up. And I don't like that. That is annoying, and it eats up the battery. And I've talked about the battery life ad nauseum on this phone. I think it sucks. But some people have much better battery life than I do. So, I don't know. There's things I can't explain. It's like something that maybe the X-Files needs to get involved on. But this phone, for some people, does have serious battery issues. I am one of them. Now that I've talked about that, the performance on it, it feels zippy, it's snappy, it's responsive, it's very enjoyable to use, and just as like a number 6, because I never can keep myself to the numbers, the haptic feedback on here is legit. It's probably the best haptic feedback I've ever used on a phone. It makes typing a real joy. I really enjoy typing on this phone. I enjoy using this phone for pretty much everything. So those are the 5 reasons I really like the phone. And I didn't even get in the camera. Like, this is like 5, and then okay, we'll throw on haptic feedback. The cameras on this are fantastic too. I really enjoy the cameras. I don't really shoot 8K. The 4K at 60 frames per second on the front and the back is really good. The 108 megapixel camera with the optical and telephoto zoom, all those great things. That could be a whole nother video, and maybe it will be. But yes, 5 reasons why I like this phone. It's really good. It's a very good phone. And if I could navigate through these battery issues, and I will say they've gotten slightly better since I've changed some settings. I've not been using adaptive battery, and it seems like the March update kind of helped out, at least for me. Some people are still saying no, but either way, not going to taint this video talking about my battery issues. It's a very good phone. I like it a lot. If you can get this for $9.99, it's one heck of a deal, and I don't think that you're going to regret buying it. And this is not a sales ad. This is not a plug for Samsung. This is just me my experience and my thoughts on why I like this phone that I paid for with my own money. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.